Okay. Well, come on in, everyone. So, I changed my mind again. Or maybe I didn't. I remember at one point I was saying I might do Elite Dangerous today. I know Tuesday I said I was going to do Helldivers, I think. But we're doing Elite Dangerous, because I found some interesting stuff. Get our audio check out of the way. I think. Audio works. I love it. Let me just pop that on, and then we do this. Okay, so doing some Elite Dangerous today. Not participating in anything specific. We're just out in the black exploring, getting some chill space vibes. So back when the Thargoid War kicked off, when the Titans were approaching Sol, I fled the bubble because I saw some... I saw the writing on the wall. Back before the devs turned down the Thargoid expansion, right? And I saw that wasn't going to end well, and I was like, I'm not going to have any part in that, and I went out into the black. There were a bunch of interesting interstellar sightseeing points that I wanted to go and see. And I figured it was as good a time as any to go and check them out. Toward the end of the Thargoid War, I was still hovering out in the black after taking quite a while hiatus. So I made a mad dash to Colonia. Did a bunch of stuff in Colonia, getting engineers prepped and everything. And then I went rushing back to Sol. To the bubble. And in that time, I was using a ship called Daedalus. Thus, I made an archive of every system I passed through on a 65-ish light-year jump range, in the goal of going back there and checking things out. This is one such system.
Ready to engage. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Yeah, I've got Beware written on my dash because I do have a tendency to get bored and my attention wanders. So this planet right here. I have not found a planet like this in all my time playing Elite Dangerous. And I'm not at 2,000 hours in game, but we are getting pretty close. And I'll show you what this is like when we leave. I want to get first footfalls on these two worlds. We might see what the unique thing is when we fly to the next planet. I'm not sure how close or far that is. But, actually I should target that so that I know where to land on this planet. Oh, nope, it's over there. Yeah, there's your host, gas giant.
Orbital flight engaged.
Too fast, too fast, too fast, too fast. Come on, pull it back. Come on. You do not want to be flying into low atmosphere. place to land. Is that flat or is that a shadow? That might be flat enough. Got this Corsair's jump range out to just over 60 light years.
Landing gear deployed.
I might improve it a little by going to a mega ship or something that's along the road to Colonia. Because a few years ago we had a community goal: fund production for more colony ships or space stations along the bridge. And there are, well, this ship has a SRV bay because I thought I'd need it for exploration. Don't need it. Like, really don't need it. I'm used to doing all my exploration in Anaconda, and Anacondas can't land everywhere. This ship does not have that problem. No, bad. Don't play with my engines. Can we see the gas giant from here? No. But you can see the abnormality. So it goes behind my ship over there. It should be just visible. Okay, there's your gas giant. And gas giants have rings. That's what that is. The ring only goes to about there. So then why do you continue to see the ring? If you've found something like this in Elite Dangerous before, you already know the answer. But this is my first time seeing one.
Landing gear retracted.
Okay, gotta get to the next planet and map it.
Freight shift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Gotta be very careful with that. I have damn near left system before when when boosting off of planets. New assignments, whatever. System colonization payment. I have a very minimal colonization stuff, and my fleet carrier upkeep. Can you see it, or are my eyes fucking with me? Oh, nope, we're at light seconds. I want MMs. should be... Oh. Ah, this is further out than I thought. This is way off axis. Yeah, I'm genuinely not sure that's actually going to hit. Anyway, back to the planet. I have a bit of a system. Works out really well with engineered, detailed surface scanners.
Surface scanned by 50%. Surface scan complete.
The sad thing is there is literally no planet that orbits close enough to the rings for me to do anything to them. And I want so badly to scan that outer ring. Because also, that planet has, what's it called? Low temperature diamonds. But if you're looking to colonize the system, let me just put an end to that fantasy now, because we are... What's a waypoint? Bioliness is... A lot of people probably don't know where that is. We're over 1,000 light years from Shinrarta into the darkness of space. The nearest colonized system that's... Oh, nope, there's some more over here. Best case scenario, you're like 600 away. What are these going to? These are only 300 away. Where are you trying to reach? Clearly they're going somewhere. Hang on. Now that I'm actually looking for stuff, where the hell are you going? It's going, it's going, it's going, it's going. It branches. Follow the little purple dot of colonization stuff. So it's up to about... Nope. It went lower. That's Sheepy Grins. Sephora. Okay, so it is like a whole... It's at least 3 people making this. Where are you guys going? This is just the black. They're not even heading towards Colonia. And it's perpendicular to a spiral. It should be easier to just follow the spiral in and start jumping. But then they're going that way. That's weird. I didn't actually think anyone was out here, so that's actually kind of impressive. And so, hang on. Where's our last one? I want to gaze upon it once more. That's one. That's two. Yeah. There's no way to scan the big ring that I know of. And that's the unfortunate thing. I want to know what it's made of. Best part of Super Cruise. You get places real quick. No longer have to just wait for 10 minutes for the ship to get out of actual orbit or anything. Did I land on that last one? I don't think I landed on that last one. I got distracted. I did not. You don't get that much for landing on it anyways. Would have been nice though. I could still do it. I'll probably do it after stream. Because there are some biosamples in this system and I intend to hunt them down. And those can take a short while. Are you a special gas giant? I'm not seeing any additional rings. Nope, it's just AB4 that has them. So this is going to be a two-part scan. Outer ring, inner ring. That should hook with the gravity.
Surface scan complete.
There we go.
Surface scan complete.
Not nearly enough.
Surface scanned by 50%.
Gas giants always do that stupid, use 20 probes thing. And if you didn't have engineered stuff, you probably would need close to
Surface
20.
scan complete.
Okay. Yeah, see, plenty of worlds. Can't land on gas giants, though. Kinda in the name. I like being around 17. Good number. It's also kind of fun to see the planet moving fast enough to track on your screen.
Surface scan complete.
We will be landing on the dark side. It's hard to believe. It's hard to believe that it was only earlier this year that the Thargoid War ended. Feels like so long ago. You know, I was hoping that would be flatter. Fortunately, nice, great big flat spot over here.
Landing gear deployed.
So the reason I like landing on worlds is because I'm going on a very long trip. And so even if I don't get first discoveries for some of the stuff that I found, I will always have first footfalls. Because the discoveries are based not on when you discover them, it's based on when you cache them in. At least as far as I can interpret things. Come on, Elite. complete. Great. Hang on. I'm gonna go back to the starting screen while I sort this out. I think I just gotta like close the client and try to bring it back up. Sometimes this happens, and I'm still not sure what causes it. Okay. So that got force shut down. Okay, relaunching Elite Dangerous. Sometimes there's some desync and it gets weird. Sometimes the game has trouble going from ship to being on foot, and it's weird. Okay, so we're still in the ship. We might still be in orbit, which would indicate a desync of some kind. Okay, we're in low orbit. We're at 7 kilometers, 6.
Landing gear deployed.
Yep. I still wonder what the new exobio thing that storylines are going to lead to. Are we going to get better equipment? Are we going to get something genuinely brand new? Okay, let's try this again. Okay, that time it worked. And there's our host body.
Landing gear retracted.
Next.
Shift drive charging.
This could get...
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
I did that a little bit early. We should be fine now. Genuinely concerned about that asteroid field at this range. Quite a few times I've accidentally bursted off planets and gone zipping straight past either my next destination or like a gas giant with rings, and it's the most terrifying thing when you're moving at like double the speed of light. Okay, I can actually see the ring now, that's good. All monazite, except for one. Might have given it too much gas. Hang on, hang on. We pulled it back, we're good. It should be enough to map it.
Surface scanned by 50%. Surface scan complete.
Always want to go for the efficiency targets. Okay, so this next world has 2 biosamples, and the one after it has 2 biosamples. Also, remember when we were playing World of Tanks a while back?
Flight engaged.
If you watch all my VODs. Doing the research for the Manticore, that took us forever, and it was painful. Most of those games we were nickel and diming for like a couple thousand experience. So I took out my Progetto 66, which is a heavy tank. And I've just been goofing off in it. With the first win of the, or not first win of the day bonuses. With the bonuses, because I've got premium time, I'm getting like 8 to 10k easy each of those 5 games. Light tanks are my worst. Heavy tanks are my favorite. Yep. Joystick drift. That's the sad thing about joysticks. After a while, they just start to lean.
Landing gear deployed.
And once you're under 500 meters, you're free to land. I like having auto land. Shit, what the hell? Bad automatic, what the fuck? Just when I'm saying I like having auto land, you crash me into the planet's surface. Don't do that again. I will turn you off and do it myself. So that happened. My hands weren't even anywhere near the controls that time. I was like leaning back in my chair and getting ready to relax.
Warning. Dangerously low temperature detected.
It is a very nice ship. Actually, give me a second. There's something I remember I need to take care of real quick. Okay, that's taken care of. Took me a moment longer than I was hoping, but we are set. The next destination locked. Definitely turn my mic back on.
Landing gear retracted.
And we are up, up, and away.
Brake shift drive charging. 4, 3.
Good thing is, that little break gave my shields more than enough time to recharge. I usually try to get the SCO deactive when the needle flies past the orbital cruise meter. I don't always get it. I try. But especially with a gas giant being right there on its rings extending out God knows how far. Casually approaching planet. Oh, that's always remembering something I wanted to do. Anyway, okay, this only needs 2 probes. One might... I don't know, because we're not that far out. Or rather, we're not that close.
Surface scanned by 50%.
Yeah, I was afraid of that. Okay, so you
Surface
got
scan complete.
bacteria and fonticula, and they are in the same spots. Oh, good, they're on the bright side. That big area looks promising.
Orbital flight engaged.
Should be able to find what I need in here. And dropping. Now, you might think that finding bacteria on a pale planet is difficult. Fortunately, it is not. Finding bacteria on a dark planet is a fucking nightmare. I mean that both in the sense of if the planet is genuinely like far from the star, it's a nightmare. And also if the planet is like
Landing
a
gear deployed.
deep red or brown or straight up black. Dial back on the what was that frame jitter there? Okay, so you got plenty of the fonticula. More of that. What the hell? I was hoping to be able to spot the bacteria. No, that looked promising, but I don't think it is. Yeah, let's sit down and start collecting plant samples. Now, there was a thing where the scanner's supposed to go out to 700 meters now, which would be useful if it would highlight the plants out to 700 meters. Like, those definitely aren't 700 meters, and it's not telling me, like, anything. If they're a viable scan or not. They almost definitely aren't. And yeah, doing sporadic jumps actually does help you run further, technically. Because every time I land, I'm still holding shift and forward, so I'm still sprinting. And when you jump, you keep the momentum. Also, the pings for when you would scan and something would appear as viable, that used to be a lot louder. I'm gonna run this direction. Because I kind of plan on sweeping down the hill into the valley when I'm looking for the bacterium. wish we could actually see out to the 700 meters, and I wish we actually had our freaking radar so that we'd know when we're getting close. And that should be highlighting as green or something by now, and it's not, and I'm getting kind of annoyed. Well, good news, it is viable. And our ship's only 700 meters that direction. Now, the hard thing is going to be finding the bacteria. I know I said it was going to be easy a little while ago. It's going to be easy comparatively to some of the other planet types you can find it on. Because there are places where a bacterium will blend in flawlessly. That's also the useful thing about the Corsair. With the Anaconda, I would have to fly. Plant samples have an odd loading thing about them, where if you're much more than 100 meters off ground, the sample doesn't seem to load in. So with an Anaconda, you basically have to be flying around either upside down or scraping your nose in the dirt, which can be a bit annoying. With a Corsair, you just fly. Condensation on my helmet from all the jogging and the panting. Oh, and as far as the new Skull and Bones season, been playing the Halloween event, and it's just so much fun doing the Halloween event because there's like 15 people, the whole server, just there, smacking it every time it pops up. For a bacteria, which means that I'm looking for a vaguely circular discoloration. I don't think that was it. I think that was a rock. There's a lot of this plant around. There. Please don't send me crashing into the... That's the other thing, right? If I crashed like that when the auto land sent me flying into the planet, if that was in my Anaconda, that might have, well, not killed the ship, but taken the shields off and done a fair chunk of damage. And this ship does not have prismatics. I want to get it prismatics, but, you know, issues. Actually, that's in part why I'm doing this whole grind. I'm going to collect all this exo biodata, and I'm going to go out to Colonia, gathering data, fly back to the bubble, still collecting data without caching any of it in. Find one of Iceling's brokers and cash it all in for a major payday and a major chunk of power play rep. Just land me normally, just nice and easy, just. Now, in my Anaconda, I'd have much more incentive. That's the word I'm looking for. I'd have much more incentive to go and try to run around until I found these samples. But, medium ship, small footprint, I can just take it anywhere. Still need one more. Probably going a little bit fast here. Not sure how far we traveled. It should be close to the 800-meter mark. Every different biological sample has a different exclusion radius once you take a sample. Now, where'd that end up being? Oh, there it is. Can't read the other one. But we are far enough. Completing the sample. And we've still got the next planet targeted.
Landing gear retracted.
My thrust controller is trying to get away from me.
Crane shift drive charging.
That's what happens when you have a desk that starts to bow in the middle a little bit, so it's not perfectly flat.
One. Engage.
The rubber pads don't fully stick. There we go. And this planet should also have 2 biological samples.
Surface scanned by 50%. Surface scan complete.
Okay, so they're both everywhere. Yeah, I kind of figured that was going to be it.
Orbital flight engaged.
What about over there? That looks like a nice big patch of, You want to definitely look for the more pure, like, cyan color. Like the stuff I'm aiming at right now. You don't want the speckled stuff. Speckled stuff is not as rich. I'm gonna try to land toward the other end of that crater. Should have enough to glide in.
Landing gear deployed.
This is the dangerous part. You lose track of how high you are, and then suddenly you're not 500 meters off the ground anymore. Suddenly you're 100, and you cannot brake quick enough. Bacterium sample. First, we're going to get the plant, and then we will worry about the bacteria. Best part about getting first footfalls on some of these worlds, you know no one's found these plants before. There's a bonus for first discovering worlds, I believe. for first using the full spectrum scanner to identify the world, for fully mapping the world with a DSS, and then I think also for first finding the plants. First footfalls don't actually get you a bonus, but they're nice. Right on the edge. Skidoink. Skidoink. Had some fish last night. Still not sitting perfectly well with my stomach. Can hear my character huffing and puffing and the oxygen tank going in the background. Imagine if those were Darth Vader sounds going that quickly. That would be terrifying. A little bit funny, but also terrifying. You can scan up to 750 meters away. Great. Can you highlight the things that are actual biosamples, please? I know I basically parked on one with my ship. Yeah, we're gonna have to use the one that I basically parked on for bacteria. I don't think there's another one over here. I'm also pretty sure that I upgraded my suit so that it has reduced tool usage. Or reduced tool battery usage. Which is really useful when you're running around scanning a bunch of plants. admit when I first saw the profile, like this angle of the Corsair, I wasn't exactly sold on it. It has kind of grown on me. I'm not gonna lie. The Mandalay I'm still pretty against in terms of aesthetics. But the jump range. And we're going to get another biosample, and then we're going to try to find another biosample. I remember the days when that was a minigame. It was a fucking annoying minigame. I don't think anyone misses those days. Scanning for biolog. That might be close, but it is a sample. I do think we are too close. But then some of the sample rules changed a bit when they upgraded the scanning tool. So what do I know? We are close enough, or far enough, or both. How far are we? Oh yeah, 800 meters. We're plenty far away. Sample number 2. One more, and we get the full thing. Another biosample, but that's definitely too close. We just took off. That's another one. That's also probably too close. How about up here? Is there any over here? Cruising, looking for bacteria. There's some. All right, nice and gentle. Hang on. There's a bot in the chat. Sample complete. And I've still got the next planet locked.
Landing gear retracted. Shift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Gotta get it right on time, or else you go flying out of system. Interesting. Very interesting. Will I be able to scan both of these rocks from one position? It's looking like a maybe. That might have been a little bit high on the curl, but it should be fine.
Surface scan complete.
One world done.
Surface scanned by 50%. Surface scan complete.
Both worlds done. And I can cruise over here, land on this planet. Get the first footfall, jump up, go to its sister.
Orbital flight engaged.
For the sake of clarity, I mentioned earlier in stream the archive my initial exploration ship Daedalus had made. I'm not even there yet. Between the bubble and the last system, or the first system I started actually making that list on, is 60 plus jumps. And I've made a good bit of distance in that direction, but there's still more than 50 jumps to go.
Landing gear deployed.
Like, I fully intend to be cruising through the black for like 6 months to a year, just doing this and then getting back and trading in all of the exobio data, because those are the two things I don't fully have yet. I'm Elite 2 in Explorer and only Elite 1 in exobio. So getting to Elite 5 is going to be a bit of a trek. Fresh powder.
Warning. Dangerously low temperature detected.
Get some serious distance here. Holy crap.
Landing gear retracted. Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Well, I'm heading toward that. What's our next moon? This one with 1 biosample. Yeah, you should be on the other side. The lighting effects are a bit odd in Elite Dangerous. The way light fades in and out. Oh, and then in other terms of gaming news, I happened to be scrolling through Twitter and I saw that Nikita, one of the devs behind Escape from Tarkov, has mentioned that in order to progress to proper end game in Tarkov PvE once it releases 1.0, you do have to wipe your account, which means it's a good thing I haven't put any time into that in the last 6 months. That would have been a waste of time. Of course, that does mean I would have to go hunting for all the spare bits and bobs again for my hideout, and I was just getting that to the point where I liked it. I was finally able to buy decent armor. Every time I'm able to buy something nice in Tarkov, it's like, oh, you gotta do a reset. Maybe once 1.0 comes out, things will finally be different in Tarkov.
Landing gear deployed.
But yeah, at least as far as this game is concerned, I am waiting very impatiently to see whatever Territora has found. Watch it. Watch it be like fishing or something, where you can get some kind of module for your ship to go ice fishing.
Warning. Dangerously low temperature detected.
First footfall. Whee.
Landing gear retracted.
One of the only issues with systems like this one,
Crane shift drive
where there are like 30 plus worlds,
4,
is that
3,
flying around
1.
does burn up quite a chunk of fuel. Definitely doesn't help that I'm doing that to burn my way out of atmosphere, but I mean, hey, you know, I've got an extra fuel tank on this thing. Probably could have squeezed a few more light years of jump range out of it if I took the extra fuel tank off, but I mean, why be restricted to just 4 or 5 jumps when you can have like 12? Cruise through space. I wonder if that's got to be an orbital plane in the distance. That thin line. $17. And this does kind of seem like the bright side of the planet, so we're good there.
Surface scanned by 50%. Surface scan complete.
Bacterium everywhere. Target the next world. Right, gotta land and get the biosample. I almost let myself get distracted again. I'm thinking we'll land over here.
Orbital flight engaged.
And it should be pretty easy to find the bacteria samples this time, because there's only going to be one organic life type in this region. Dropping. into some ugly hills.
Landing gear deployed.
Gonna take her in nice and easy because we are a little bit steep here. And there's a bacterium right here. Come on. The alignment was off. Try to nestle my ship over here. Come on, be a good docking computer. Oh God. All the space in the world. Just land the ship. Okay. I think that's the biosample I saw. Again, when they changed everything to be like, you can scan 700 meters away now. It'd be great if they could highlight that. Or at least that it still make the ping. See, it doesn't even ping. What the hell? Samples that no one has seen before. Just keep jogging, just keep jogging. Do. I want to go a little bit in front of the ship and see if I can find another sample, because if I can find 2 of them over here and they're about 800 meters apart, I think those are actually more samples. If I can find multiple samples here, that'd be great. But I do think after we get all... Thought I heard a weird sound. If I do get all 3 samples, I think I'm going to end up calling it a stream. Because there's a couple other things that I kind of need... English. That I kind of need to get done. And I also was really, really tired last night, so I want to get a decent-ish amount of sleep. A second bacteria sample. I don't know how many times I'm going to actually stream Elite Dangerous when I'm doing this major trip, but it'll be a thing in the future that I occasionally come back to this. Exobio is not the most interesting thing, but it is at least a little bit more amusing, perhaps, than lugging cargo back and forth. These might be far enough away. Multiple samples right here. One of them's right under the fuel cell, or the thruster cell. Boink. Alright, so we're gonna get off-world because I've had the experience before where I left my ship on planet and it kind of bugged out and exploded. So these days I just don't leave my ship on planet. Ever.
Great shift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Get out of orbit. Gonna go over to that and scan it. I love how that 9 seconds is like an instantaneous time to target, and it just stays constant when you're at a certain speed. Because your ship is decelerating. Or rather, when you're at a certain throttle, because your ship is decelerating. Maths. Launching the probes.
scanned by 50%. Surface scan complete.
The whole surface of the planet is covered in bacterium. Okay, so I'm just gonna go to the ending screen real quick. Gonna get to the plans for next week in just a moment. I need to check something. Okay. So, I kind of lied about next week. I was saying on last stream that next week's stream on Tuesday might need to be delayed. It actually does not. Because I thought the 3rd was going to be a Tuesday. It's actually the 4th that's going to be a Tuesday. So next Tuesday's stream should be in the morning, as per usual, and that's probably going to be some Satisfactory. Because I really want to get to work on that factory. And then Thursday's stream, also going to be at 8 o'clock in the morning. That's going to be some Witcher 3. We're going to get back into those. I don't think that this week or next week on the weekend I'll have any bonus streams. If something interesting pops up in one of the games, I might try to squeeze something extra in. But so far, Skull and Bones has their event, but doing that on stream is a little bit just because you're just sitting there and doing the same thing over and over and over again, rinse repeat. Satisfactory, I just want to get the whole factory done, and I'm trying to do the whole thing on stream, and it's a hassle. Witcher's its own thing. Sea of Thieves should be good for a while. Elite Dangerous is really the only thing I can think of that's going to have something pop up in the near future that I might have to attend to. I've also been having an itch for Baldur's Gate 3 because that's just sitting on my desktop and I'm watching a lot of shorts and it's a whole thing. I like Baldur's Gate 3. Never got past Act 3. Never finished the game, but like that's everyone, right? Who's actually finished a playthrough of Baldur's Gate 3? Anyways, I'll catch you next Tuesday, guys. Everything should be okay-ish by... I've got the hiccups now. Why do I have the hiccups? I'll see you guys next Tuesday for some Satisfactory at 8 a.m. Assuming nothing goes terribly wrong. Take care, everyone. Stay safe. Ciao.